Hi dear student, good morning everyone. Dear student, in the last class we have completed the classification. So classification of about two types, right? Based on nature and then based on the biological activity. So based on nature we saw three different categories: neutral, right, acidic and basic amino acids. You just remember the examples, right? Examples are very important. And then based on the biological activity, essential and the non-essential amino acids. So now dear student, we will see some optical activity of what are amino acids, right? So coming to the optical activity, except glycine, right? Optical activity means, see, already I have explained about the optical activity, right? So if a compound or molecule is having a chiral carbon, then definitely that will be a what? Optically active compound. We already know, right? Except glycine. So nearly we have 21 amino acids. You already know about this, right? Among those 21 amino acid, glycine, except glycine, very important. Except glycine, all the amino acids are optically active, right? I mean, among 20, one is optically inactive, which is glycine, and rest 20 are optically active. Optically active, right? What does it mean? So that means, see, optically active means what? Already I have said. That means if it is having a chiral carbon, then definitely it will be optically active. So glycine is not showing optical activity means what? So glycine is not having what? Chiral carbon. That's all, right? So except glycine, all the amino acids are what? Optically active compounds. Why? Because in 20 amino acids, all the amino acids are having a chiral carbon. So that's why they show optical activity or optically active compound, one we can say. So why these shows optical activity means, see, if we see the general structure of amino acid, it will be like this, right? NH2 and R1 we can say, or CH3 or R directly we can say. Okay, good. So now see here, around this carbon atom, I mean the middle carbon, all the four groups, I mean four valencies are with the different molecules, right, or compounds. So that's why each and every amino acids are having optical activity, but except glycine. In glycine, we have two CH3s, right? Like this, two R groups. So that's why this glycine will not show optical activity, but other shows optical activity. See, these two valencies are same, right? So that's why it is not having all the four different valencies. If it would have four different valencies, then definitely glycine must and should have shown what? Optical activity. But because of that, this glycine not showing optical activity, right? And most of the, see here, in optical activity, not only we see the chiral carbon, we must and should see the rotation also, right? So we have two type of rotation, dextro as well as levo. You already know. If H based on OH and H, if H is present, I mean based on OH I can say, but here OH is not there. So thus based on H one we can go, right? So if H is present at the left hand side, then definitely it will be a dextrorotatory, right? And if H is present at the right hand side of a chiral carbon, then definitely it will be a levorotatory. Now coming to the rotatory wise, most of the, not all, most of the amino acids are levorotatory. That means in most of the amino acids, H is present at the right hand side. So that's why these amino acids show levorotatory. That means most of the amino acids shows levorotatory as compared to the dextrorotatory one, we can say, right? So now this is all about the optical activity, and now see very important definition later now, Zwitterion, right? So Zwitter ion, this question has asked twice in the last years, right? I mean previous years. So Zwitter ion is nothing but what? So first of all, if we see the general structure of amino acid, so what we see is two. I mean chiral carbon definitely we see, right? So there is a chiral carbon in most of the, except glycine one we can say. So more, I mean almost all the amino acid except one having a chiral carbon atom. So now what is Zwitterion, right? There is a ion. Ion means charge, right? We already know about that. So now when we mix or when we add some water, I mean in aqueous solution, what happens is, in aqueous solution, what happens, because nitrogen is having it is a base, it can donate an electron and it can drag this hydrogen towards itself. And now what happens is, see here, I will show just rough diagram. See like this. So now CH3 C, so it is dragging this hydrogen towards nitrogen. So now what happens, NH2 becomes NH3. Why? Because one more hydrogen is coming, and now it is in loss. I mean COO has lost hydrogen, it will get negative charge because it is losing the electron and dragging the hydrogen, means what? It will get positive charge. Very important. And H as it is. So I'm coming now towards this Zwitterion. If in a compound both the charges are present, positive as well as negative, then such compounds are called as Zwitterion. Understood? Zwitterion is nothing but if both the charges are present, positive as well as negative, in a single compound, right? In a single compound, not in different, I mean it is a single compound itself. So in a single compound, if both the charges are, or else a compound has a capacity to show both the charges, positive as well as negative, in its compound form, then such ions or such compounds are called as Zwitter ions. This question has asked one or twice in our examination, and they will ask you to show Zwitterion example. So if they ask you to show Zwitterion example, then one you can show like this, right? So here reaction carry forwards. I mean, what happens? Nitrogen, we already know nitrogen is, I mean, amine is a base. Base, what base can do? It can donate the electrons. So it has a capacity to donate the electron and dragging the small elements. It does same thing. That means because it is having the extra electron, it will catches that hydrogen towards itself, or else it will drag towards itself. As if it drags, then what happens? The negative charge will come on the carboxylic acid, and the positive charge it will get on what? Nitrogen. So now, because it is getting a positive charge on it, so thus what happens? Both the charges formation takes place. If compound has a capacity to show both the charges in a single compound, then those are what? I mean Zwitter ions, right? So next, after this, we will see the formation of protein. How the protein formation takes place. So already we know protein has a peptide bond. Formation of protein, right? Formation of protein. So how this protein formation takes place, we will see. Protein is synthesized by amino acid. First of all, we already know, right? Protein can be synthesized by amino acids. Proteins can be synthesized by synthesized by amino acids. That's why we say amino acids are the building blocks of what? Protein. Proteins synthesized by amino acids. First point. So that means amino acid general structure we already know, right? So if we see the formation, during the formation of protein, COOH group of one amino acid and NH2 group of another amino acid interact to form a peptide linkage, right? See, I will show you. During the formation of a protein, what happens? One amino acid, I mean COOH group of one amino acid interacts with NH2 group of another amino acid, right? So already I have shown you in the during last class, right? So now NH2 of one amino acid, COOH of another amino acid will interact, a removal of water molecule takes place, and later what happens? Formation of a protein. So we will see now. See, so that means one we can see in very simple manner, right? So NH2 CH2 COOH NH2, it is a continuation, right? NH2 CH2 COOH, it is a one amino acid. So now next NH2 CH2 COOH of another amino acid. So there are two amino acids over here. So now what happens is, so if I write like this, then you can very easily understand this. So see, I'm just writing open structure so that very easily we can understand this. So now what happens is OH and this NH amine H will undergo the formation of water molecule. That means a removal of water molecule. So if I remove the water molecule, then see what happens. So see here, wherever there is a NH2, remove one H, right? So now it becomes NH, this, right? Now CH2, COOH is gone, just only CO. Now there is a bond with NH, CH2. Where there is a COOH, what we keep? Only C double bond O. There is again continuation, we can say. This is called peptide bond. Peptide bond formation, right? So this is how the formation of protein can take place, or it is called a peptide linkage, right? Now if we see the structure of protein, so structure of protein is a little bit big concept, right? So the structure, primary, secondary and tertiary structures are there. So in those structures we see how the protein and what are the different type of bond formation is there in the primary structure, in the secondary structure. In secondary structure we have again two forms, alpha helix and beta plated sheet, and then tertiary form. So this part we will discuss in the next class, and in the next class we will conclude this chapter. And now itself I'm saying I'm going with, I mean, after completion of this chapter, I will not touch the physical part. So I'm just going with the organic chemistry. Dear student, be ready for the organic chemistry. Why? Because in this particular year, I mean in our second year, we have more part among organic, inorganic, and physical. Organic part is a heavy part, right? So in that we have so many reactions, so many formations, synthesis, everything we have. So possible, how much for you people it is possible, I don't know. Please, in these 2 days, today and tomorrow, please go through the first year organic chemistry. Just to go through the basics, functional group, right? Functional, you first remember functional groups, very important. Why? Because if I say it is aldehyde, it is a ketone, it is a ether, then you should not be in confused, right? So it is my humble request for you guys, you just go 2 days, you have, remember, go through the IPACE nomenclature, and then substitution, elimination reaction, everything you see, right? What are substitution reaction? Why? Because in first chapter, in a haloalkane and arene, we have substitution reaction, nucleophilic reaction, electrophilic substitution. So many reactions we have, right? So for that sake, you just go through the basics of first year. Just I want organic, that's all. So that's why today only I'm just asking you to read, right? So you have 2 days. Be ready for the organic chemistry. Why? Because if you adopt this organic chemistry, then it will be, I mean, chemistry will be very easy for you. Why? Because physical chemistry, it is very easy and straightforward question will be asked in your examination. That is for sure. But coming to the organic chemistry, it will be heavier for you if you know, if you don't know the basics. Why? Because organic chemistry requires only basics, that's all, right? Thank you. With this, in the tomorrow's class we will conclude this chapter. Okay, thank you.